Did I mention we're going to take the scenic route back to Hush River Valley? Apparently there are new things in Coastal Highway. Yeah, I haven't seen them yet, even anywhere else, like streams or internet content in general. So we're going to take the scenic route. Hey there, Legion, it's Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Against All Odds series. We are still in the cave in the back of Pleasant Valley. It sounds like the weather is just absolutely lovely outside. It's the middle of the night. We have 5 hours and 8 minutes left on the fire. And we still have some coal that I can pile onto it in addition to some sticks. So I am probably going to just pile those on there. One thing I can do, come to think of it, since there's a blizzard, I can probably run outside and grab some more sticks, assuming it's already blown some sticks down for me to pick up. So let's have a look at our situation here. I don't have a lot of water. So we're going to actually... I'll drink some water in a minute, because I need to. We're going to get some water going on this fire while I run outside. Yes, I know there's a cooking pot. Matter of fact, I just remembered that while putting those down. I've got a cooking pot, so let's use that instead. I'll leave that one on there just for shiggles. But there's that. There's the bedroll, of course, which I'm not going to forget. Let's grab a torch from the fire. Not that it's going to help us very much because we're going to walk outside in the blizzard and it's going to go out. But I'm kind of hoping that some sticks have already been blown down to the ground by this thing. That is my dearest hope and dream. Either that or I can walk around and just find some more coal in this cave, which is also a distinct possibility. I've grabbed a good bit of the coal, but I'm seeing mostly stones. But there's always the possibility that there's more. Like, for instance... Oh, nope, that's a stone. It looked bigger. I got excited. That's what she said. Okay. Torch is immediately out. Let's not spend a lot of time out here. Because that's not really well advised. There's a limb. What I need is a stick. Yeah, I don't want to wander far at all. See, this is a branch, so this would take 5 minutes to break down. What I was hoping for is a little treasure trove of stickage. And it's not looking like there is any. Yeah, I don't want to walk particularly far. I could take the lantern out, and that would help a little bit, I suppose. The lantern's protected from the wind. Oh, there's a stick. There's some stickage, just not a lot. I am amazed at how well my clothing is protecting me. Look how slowly that cold meter went down while I am harvesting stuff, or while I was harvesting that 5 minutes worth of stickage. Not bad. All right, that's another stone. Yeah, I'm actually, I'm very glad that I started my lantern up. That helps a lot more than I was anticipating. Wait, did I loot you already? No, I didn't. Hello, dead person. Nice to meet you. Rifle ammo, nice. Always welcome. Another crow feather. One thing we are very likely to do, since we're going back to our kind of stop in Coastal Highway, is we can make the transition to the bow and arrow for the final stretch of the series, which we're not going long term, so it's not something that I'm going to... I gotta get back inside. Not something that I'm going to spend a lot of time with, but still, it would be a nice step to take. Also, it'd be lighter. Okay, well that's not a lot of wood. We don't need a fire in this cave. That's worth mentioning. We don't need one. We're plenty warm without one. We really needed the fire just to justify some reading during the middle of the night.
Surrounded by snow and nothing to drink.
I know. Hang on, let me look for some coal, because the coal is what'll keep this fire going, and I'll bet you there's more laying around. I bet you I haven't picked up every last piece. That's a stone. Or maybe I have. Maybe I have. Yeah. I suppose I have been vigilant enough and grabbed all of the coal that is to be grabbed. Okay. So be it. Jedi. Oh, a stick. Hey. Sorry, if I'm going to quote that, I've got to quote the whole thing. So be it. Jedi. See, now I didn't do the Jedi part right. So be it. Jedi. That's slightly better. My impression game is off today. Let's see. Now, you still have 32 minutes. Oh, you I can drink right now. Let's do that. At 8 minutes left on the timer. I'm just going to pick that up. Not even going to worry about it. Now, we can read a little bit more while this fire's going and then sleep the rest of the time. We don't really need to. That is 30 minutes away from being fully boiled. So... tell you what. Let's put the sticks on the fire that I just grabbed. Let's put that torch on the fire, because reasons. Let's pass time until that water's ready. Take it off the fire.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
That's because you can't, my dear. All right, so let's read for 5 more hours. All right, so that's most of the night, and now we're going to need to sleep a decent amount. Then again, I could sleep just a little and drink some more of the coffee that I've got on me, because God knows I can make some more if I need to. But, all right, so I should be okay. Oh, yeah, plenty of water. Yeah, I have 17 more. 17 more cups of coffee that I can make. Much ado has been made in the comment section about making all of the teas and the coffees in advance because they weigh so much, and of course that's very true. But, you know, if they're not prepared to some extent, obviously I went kind of ham on it, but if they're not prepared to some extent, you can't consume them on the go. And sometimes, you know, especially in Interloper, you're kind of in the habit of anything that you have that has caloric value that you can use to keep your well-fed buff, for instance. That's kind of where my head's at. So, I'm a creature of habit. What can I say? Okay, so I've got that flare gun. Could be useful for bears. Let's refuel you. I don't know that we're going to read this entire book while we're in the cave. I think it makes the most sense to go ahead and sleep now and regain some condition, regain some, particularly not even condition. We're full on condition with the exception of maybe 1 or 2% that we lost to that blizzard. So I'm just going to get rid of some of these, these MREs obviously are just pieces. I've eaten most of them, actually. Surprising how quickly I've gone through those. Okay, still a little bit of that one left, which is fine by me. And now we only have an hour 41 minutes left on the fire, but that's okay. Again, we don't need this fire to keep us warm. So let's go ahead and sleep for... I don't need to... I'm just going to sleep for 8 hours. There goes the fire. How much would it suck if we randomly got cold and died? It's not going to happen, obviously, but there it is. 80 days, 19 hours, 44 minutes. It is exactly the middle of the day. Let's pick up the bedroll. Fire is out, so it's bloody dark in here. Let's get our lantern going. And investigate this this situation. So, survival-wise, the main thing I need to do is just... I'm going to go ahead and drink 1 coffee. I'm not going to heat it up. Not too worried about that at the moment. So the way we're going to go back through Pleasant Valley is we're going to follow the water. Assuming the weather is decent, following the water is possibly the most reliable path back. Now that I found this cave, this is really where I wanted to go in Pleasant Valley. It's where I was hoping to go, you know, that I hadn't been already. Now this bedroll, is there any justification in my breaking that down? I mean, I've got almost all my stuff's in really good condition. Another reason to go back to Coastal Highways, we'll have some cured guts there, and we can repair our rabbit skin hat. We could also potentially make some rabbit skin gloves, which would be better than the gloves I'm wearing. Maybe even make some deerskin boots before we go to the final zone in the game, Hush River Valley. Okay, where am I going? What course am I plotting? Oh yes, here we go. How encumbered am I? A lot. It's mainly the bearskin bedroll, the rifle, the cooking pot, pry bar. It's everything. It's all the things. I could probably drop this accelerant now. That was pointed out in the comment section, and I agree, because my fire starting chance is so good at this point. The matches, I've got tons of fire strikers, so there's an argument that I don't really need those matches, but there's a certain... See, you know what? Rather than drop everything here, the role player in me, since we're on the way back to Coastal Highway, I can survive with this level of encumbrance that I have right now. I'm going to drop a lot of my supplies back at my base in Coastal Highway. The role player in me just wants to do it. We've already got a lot of stuff laid out there. We're going to put some of our stuff that we found there. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I mean, it's Pleasant Valley, so it's still freaking cold. But this is glorious. It's great weather. Now, there are some reishi mushrooms along the way. Question is, I actually, while I'm in Pleasant Valley and it's this cold and I'm already pretty encumbered, what I'm going to do is just... I'm not going to harvest anything but cattails. That's the other reason we're going to follow the water. Not going to harvest anything but cattails. And that's simply for food purposes. So the path we're going to follow is we're going back to Coastal Highway. And when I say that we're taking the scenic route, I'm not kidding around. We are not only going back to Coastal Highway, but we are also going to, of course, head back to Mystery Lake from there. But then, rather than go straight to Milton, we're going to go into Forlorn Muskeg, which I don't think, if memory serves, you guys can remind me in the comments. Because, I mean, part of me wanted to go back through the playlist and be like, have I been in the Muskeg? But I don't think I have. I really don't believe that I have been. So we'll take a quick swing through there. I don't envision going to the Broken Railroad because it's kind of out of the way, and I don't know. It would just depend on how adventurous I was feeling when I got to Forlorn Muskeg and how well things were going. But, and then from the Forlorn Muskeg, we will go into the bottom of Milton and climb up into town. So we would actually enter the area where we finished Season 4 of Against All Odds, which is part of the reason I want to do this. I think it's cool. I'm excited. Hopefully you are too. I'm sure some people want to take the direct route, which is understandable. But I mean, we've spent all this time, we've been up to Timberwolf Mountain, we've scavenged some of the best gear in the game, we finally have ear wraps. It doesn't make sense to not kind of stretch our legs a little bit and enjoy the game world. The next series I play in Against All Odds, the weather probably won't be quite as punishing. I'll find ways to... I think I do enjoy the blend that these settings have brought. It's kind of what I like to call a Stalker Loper type of gameplay balance. Wait, is that what I think it is? Hang on. Hang on. So I do enjoy that, and I'll continue to tweak it in a way where maybe the weather isn't quite as awful. Okay, so that's a burned out cabin. That's not what I thought it was. Never mind. Just gonna keep following the water. Frickin' cold. We're probably gonna lose some condition to this, I would imagine. Unless I, you know, throw down a fire really quickly. I would need to grab some sticks to do so, but I could throw down a fire. And, I did grab my bedroll, right? Yeah, I did. And heat up a tea or a coffee or something. That would help somewhat with the coldness. But we're really just trekking out of Pleasant Valley at maximum clip right now. Wait, is this a waterfall? Oh, okay. In that case, hang on. Change of plan. I didn't... I forgot about that. You can tell how often I've been back in this area of Pleasant Valley because I thought I could follow the water. Alright, well, change of plan. This is going to go a little bit... I mean, we can follow the road and that'll take us back. That's the other way. That may be the surest bet then. Yeah, that's what we'll do. I might stop in the town because I'm still trying to remember whether or not I dropped anything there. I didn't make any notes, and I should have. Need to be better going forward about using the journal for these long series, because especially if I take breaks like I have, and obviously it's not par for the course. I don't want it to be par for the course that I take long breaks in recording for the channel. But when it does happen, it's useful to have those notes on like where all my stuff is, because I jump back in even after just like a week of not recording. Sometimes, even if I've had daily episodes, if I have enough of a backlog that I don't record for a bit because I've been busy, what'll happen is I will suddenly not know where the hell anything is. Which is, by the way, not fun. Okay, so there's some sticks over here. Here's what I'm going to do. I see sticks and some rocks. I'm going to take advantage of this briefly. I don't know how warm I'm going to be able to get this fire, but I have some coal on me. I'm going to grab some sticks and start a fire back here in this nether region. Ugh, there goes my health bonus. Trying to grab as much as I can. Oh wait, there's one more. I knew there was one more. You never know. They could be circling a deer carcass. I'm kind of hoping that they are. Alright, now I just need to get this fire started in a relatively safe spot. Right here, it's blocked from the wind. Unless the wind changes direction, which is certainly possible. I don't know. The cold will get this fire hot enough. But this is just sheerly for the intention of...
Come on, little fire.
...getting a hot drink in me. And warming up for a bit. Okay.
Oh, lucky day.
One piece of coal, and that ought to do it. There she is. All right, so next. Let's go ahead and cook a cup of coffee. Drink that. That's going to refill our thirst and give us a few calories. And also heat us up a bit. Now, I've got 2 hours, 33 minutes on this fire. So I could just pass time for just long enough for my heat meter to... Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Done. Okay. So now let's do one more cup of coffee. Be nice and warm. Let's take a torch from this fire. Now, what are you circling? And where are you? There they are. Okay, so whatever you're circling... Oh, wait, hang on. Isn't this bear territory? I feel like there's a... Alright, that is definitely a deer. I don't hear bear crows, though. Peek back in here really quick. Doesn't look like there's anything interesting going on. Nope. Nope. Alright. Back to the road. Why do I feel like I've been here recently? This is strange. It's an odd feeling. Alright, so I can see the area where the road is actually becoming road, which is reassuring. That's something of an update. It used to be that this road was entirely snow. Now it gets covered a little bit farther down the road from the other road through Pleasant Valley. So this is going to come to an intersection where you go one way and it dead ends. It's kind of the top northeastern corner of Pleasant Valley. And then the road runs down to the bridge area where Thompson's Crossing now is. Used to be just the, what was it called? The rural village or rural something? I don't know. Rural crossroads, maybe? Just, you know, the old mini town area that used to be in Pleasant Valley is now Thompson's Crossing. but this road has always kind of split off from that road near that top northeast corner, and it used to be that it would be all snow as you kind of followed it, but now, as you can see, there's more paved surface. And the nice thing about the paved surface is that when you're on the paved surface, look, you're a little bit faster. So it's worth it to try and stick to that as much as possible, because you do gain a slight boost in speed. My thanks again to the commenter/commenters who pointed out the warmth bonus from the drinks. I have always known that that was a gameplay mechanic, but the reason that I wasn't using it was, and I believe I pointed this out already, but I just thought that it would be too cold in Pleasant Valley for it to really help me that much. I was underestimating the extent to which it would be a useful decision. So I appreciate the the brow beatings. Okay. We'll poke our heads in here quickly. See if there's anything worth grabbing. Found the derelict cabins. A few more locations that because we didn't end up following the water. I totally forgot there was a waterfall. That's not obvious. Sure it was. Oh hey, dead guy, and more painkillers. Good. Ominous music just to make you doubt your life decisions. Because the Long Dark totally doesn't have context-sensitive music. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We wouldn't suspect that. But yeah, as I believe I was saying earlier, before I got sidetracked, realizing there was the waterfall. So my next series in the Long Dark, I will continue to play with these kind of Stalker-Loper type settings, where there are some challenges that are like Interloper, some challenges that are more like Stalker. Like, I do like the fact that when you are playing on Stalker, you don't feel as much on rails to go to a forge. Like, if you want any tools, you pretty much got to go straight to a forge. Now, there are some who would argue that that isn't necessarily the way Interloper is. That's been my experience with Interloper. Maybe it's just because I try to play it like I play Stalker, and once you play enough time, you spend enough time in the new mode, maybe the tools aren't as necessary once you develop that kind of Interloper-specific set of skills. But I think that's the thing, is that I enjoy the skills. Oh, hey, that's a wolf. I enjoy the skill set that I'm gonna try and go around this guy if I can. I enjoy the skill set that I've built up in Stalker play. Against All Odds Season 1 was my first time ever playing Stalker. Played a lot of Stalker, played some Interloper on the channel, and these kind of hybrid settings where there are some things, gear-wise in particular, that allow you to really scavenge the world. Okay, so this is the road that I was mentioning. This is the top area and the dead end. Perfect. I think we successfully went around that wolf. Oh, no, we didn't. He's right there. We might have to face off with him in a bit. I'm going to go all the way up here just to see if there's anything I can grab. But yeah, I've developed a fairly Stalker-specific skill set with obviously enough practice to do decently in Interloper, and there are aspects of Interloper's challenge that I really enjoy. For instance, one of the things that I did to even make this series harder than Interloper, as you guys know, some of you anyway, is that I set the condition recovery settings very low, which is actually lower than they are in Interloper. My experience with that has been that in the next season of Against All Odds, or next, Long Dark content I do, I will probably, pull back on that throttle a little bit. I will probably do something a little bit more, more conservative when it comes to that setting. Because I think particularly my time in Pleasant Valley has been a little bit too unpleasant. I always like to balance the sense of challenge with a sense of experience and fun, and also, progress. Just being able to get places, That's something that's pretty important to me when I'm playing the Long Dark, particularly on YouTube, and I want to make progress in each episode. And so I do like that I have Hey, buddy. I do like that I've made the loot more readily available, have some of the best, you know, we have these 2 expedition parkas on. I like that. The wolves are between Stalker and Interloper in terms of their strength, so they're not quite as threatening as Interloper wolves, but they are more powerful than Stalker, which is why I tend to treat them with such respect like I'm doing now. Let's see if I can go around him. There's a distinct possibility here that I can just... No, I need to go to Thompson's Crossing, though. Dang it. He's right there by that tree. All right. I'm going to step up here and then come back down. So I will likely... Anyway, I'll likely make the condition recovery a little bit better. I might also make the world a little bit less punishing. Is that a new fence? I don't remember a fence being here before. Maybe I'm just not used to coming this far north. Where's that wolf? He's going to be right over there. I don't know what this is. Where does this lead? I want to explore it, but I want to stay on rails here. So let's see, I would use... There are 2 settings that pertain to condition recovery. There's at rest recovery, which is how much condition you recover when you're sleeping, and that's been punishingly low. And then there's passive condition recovery. And both of those I set to lower than Interloper. So next time I will probably set one of them to either match Interloper or even be higher than Interloper while keeping the other. I still want it to be harder than Interloper. I think that's a good setting to tweak, but that's one thing I'll change. And then, as I was mentioning, the temperature of the world is another thing that I'm going to have to play with. I'm going to try and straight shot this if I can. Let's see. Oh yeah, I totally can. I'm just going to go straight down to Thompson's Crossing, and this will be a good stopping point for this episode. And then we're going to get the heck out of Dodge. Might even get going while the weather is still nice, because we're geared up enough that once we're out of Pleasant Valley and out of this cold, we'll be in Coastal Highway and just able to navigate it much better, given that it won't be as freaking miserable everywhere. Because we won't be in Miserable Valley anymore, am I right? So anyway, yes, being very long-winded about it, but condition recovery and temperature settings are probably going to get a pretty close look in my next set of custom settings. But I do like the kind of blend between Stalker and Interloper experiences. Interloper is a little bit too gamey in some senses. And again, the idea of being kind of railroaded, put on rails to go towards a forge is a little bit off-putting. So I do try to avoid that. Back to Thompson's Crossing. Okay, well, I'm going to step inside here.
My fingers feel numb.
And on that note, I will stop this one here. In the next one, we're going to make sure that I didn't leave anything here worth dragging with me. And then we're going to head to Coastal Highway. And as I mentioned, after that to Mystery Lake, then to... I realized that I could go straight from Pleasant Valley to Mystery Lake. I realized that. But again, there's apparently new stuff in Coastal Highway. So we're going to go there. And then we're going to go to Mystery Lake. And then we're going to go to Forlorn Muskeg. And then we're going to go to Milton. And then Hush River Valley. So it definitely gives us lots to do. And it gives us a journey to go on as we kind of finish this series. If we make it to Hush River Valley and we're already like at 100 days, I'll give it a little bit of extra time because I want to feel like I'm exploring the zone. But that will be kind of the epilogue to the series, I think. So that's kind of the feeling that I'm going for. Thanks for watching this one. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.